Re-
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna, document that for myself. Probably won't upload it. I don't know. Maybe I will. So what I will do is I will push myself and I want to track like what is the outcome of that. Okay. A lot of you guys, a lot of people I talk to, they have, um, you know, like the bottleneck of them achieving not their goals is not because of they cannot do it, like they don't have the skill or something, but it's mostly that they are not, willing to put in the consistent work that it requires, right? Maybe they put in some work. I'm not saying they are lazy and don't put in the work. It's not black white, right? But so what I want to say is, what if you can actually um, teach yourself to be more resilient, and you can do it in a way by just investing 5 minutes a day. Now, what do I mean? What I mean is, so I was just cleaning my room just now, right? Because I will travel to my parents' place tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. Have a good time off. Have been focused on the business for, I mean, the past year, right? And mostly haven't done anything else. Like, no, not seeing friends, not going out, no socializing, nothing, right? Like it's business and gym and my part-time job, right? That's all I have done. So I'm really looking forward to have these days off, right? So, anyways, I was cleaning my room and then I put my, like, what I do is when I clean naturally, because this is the thing I probably hate the most when I start doing it, um, because it's just feels like, so much of a waste of time, because it's not giving you a return of like your investment, right? It's like when you do business so much as like me, like really focused on that, just that for such a long time, you really everything you do becomes thinking about like return of investment, return of investment of money and time, right? And mostly over the long run, time. Okay, so me cleaning my room for an hour or like whatever is like what is that is not doing anything for the business, right? So I put the time of 5 minutes and I'm like, okay, I need to do it, so let me at least start doing it. And if after like 5 minutes I don't feel like doing more, I don't do more. That's it, right? And what you will find, what I found at least, is and I'm not special, right? So I believe whatever my experience is of something, there must be like a lot of people like that who have similar or the same experience, right? Who I can possibly, um, you know, give another perspective on things, right? Because it's almost never about knowledge. It's mostly about having too much, too much information, too much knowledge in your head available all the time, and then you basically have, um, paralysis of choice, right? Like you basically inhibit yourself because you don't take the decision to choose something and go with it, right? In general. So that's why people mostly are stagnating and procrastinating, because they have the inner belief, or the way they feel is like, it has to be a certain way, right? Before I can do it. And that was me like a long time. It's still me, often, which is something I'm working on a daily basis, right? So back to the cleaning example. It was something I hate doing, right? I do it for 5 minutes and then I basically allow myself to stop doing it, or I will continue. And what oftentimes happens is, because then I already took the choice of doing it, so I'm already in it, right? And now, see, everything is about human psychology, right? So if you understand human psychology, and especially like your own psychology, as in not just what you think, how you are acting, but actually like observing how you're acting and taking advantage of that, right? Building systems around that so that you can help yourself and ultimately help others as well to move in the direction that they want, right? Because we're always fighting ourselves. Uh, like part of me right now doesn't want to make this video. Part of me wants to go on the couch and eat pizza and watch YouTube or whatever, right? Like do nothing, be lazy, because I mean that's what comfort is, right? But there's another part of me who's like, okay, I want to be here. I'm here, right? I was here. I'm here now, but I want to be here. Why do I want to be here? Because then I have actually, I can look back to myself and with proudness and respect myself, and then other people can respect me as well, right? And then I can actually influence more people, right? Which is, in my belief, the sense of why we're here. It's not just about me, like me going about my life and like doing the things I like. No, I mean I'm acquiring skills. I'm meeting people to lift me up, right? So that I can lift them up, so that I can lift other people up. And so it's always like, the game of lifting each other up at the end of the day. That's what life is, in my opinion. Yeah. So the cleaning example. So I do it, and what I notice is it's much easier for me to just continue doing it, right? When I'm already in it. It might be just another 5 minutes, it might be 10 minutes, it might be half an hour. Depends. It depends also on the day, depends on the other tasks that I have, and so on and so on, right? But at least there's a good chance that I do more than the required 5 minutes that I put for myself, right? And this is something that we can leverage in life, in all aspects in general, right? So what I want to do, what I will do, is I will find 3 to 5 areas, tasks, whatever, that I have to do on a daily basis, right? Where I will basically tell myself, do it for 5 minutes, literally set a timer for 5 minutes, do it, right? And then I'm like, okay, if I want to lay down on the couch after that, listen to a podcast or, relax for some time, right? Then that's all right. I mean, I'm allowing myself to do that, right? Because once you allow yourself to do something, once you give yourself freedom, basically, that's where it will be like the natural, the natural drive will be more towards, okay, let's actually get things done, right? It's different if you have someone pushing you to do something which you don't even want to do in the first place, like, if you listen, like if you think about back in childhood, for example, right? I really hated to go to school. I did not like it at all. Most subjects, right? I like math and physics and chemistry, like these kind of things. But in general, school was not really my thing, right? Because I was very introverted and I was not someone comfortable at all, like speaking up, in class. So that's something that was always in the back of my mind, stressing me. And, it was just not a good experience, right? So when you have something pressure, telling you do this, then my instinct, and I know this is also the same for a lot of people, right, is to just not do it. Like really, okay, you tell me to do it, I'm not gonna do it. Versus if I give myself the freedom, yeah, it's okay. Like, do this minimal amount. And then afterwards, if you don't want to continue, don't continue. That's all right. a bad person for this, right? Then I'm allowing myself basically naturally to gravitate more towards this drive of, you know what, I'm actually proud that I did this, number one, right? I told myself I'm going to do it. I did it. So that's a small win. Let me step up on that, right? Because I know again, know your psychology, right? Know your inner drive. My inner drive is really, and this is something I'm really grateful that I discovered, like I would say the last 1 year was mostly where I got to discover that. Thanks to my business partner Super as well. I contribute a lot of that growth, personal growth to him. Yeah, so that was what I want to say. Uh, yeah, my inner drive, right, which is to move forward, to conquer, to um, to stake wins, right? That's it. Like like I need to have an environment, right? That where within like an ecosystem within that I can, like, if I know I have the environment, then I that's really my drive to within that environment just move forward, drive, and stake wins, right? Stack wins. Like, what is the next goal? Let's do this, right? Versus if that's also something I had to realize, at least that's how it is for me right now. That can change as well. I have no doubt. Like, I have no doubt in general that, of course, there are certain things that are, let's say, natural, like naturally how it is for people, right? And it's might be, like a lot of energy has to be put in order to change that. But I really believe that um, I'm not sure at everyone, but at least like people who have somewhat of a drive to not just live in a comfortable way, right? Then I believe you will have the ability to expand, so to speak, your ecosystem, your area of operation, if you want to call it that, right? And the area of like where you inspire people, like where basically what you do makes some sense beyond yourself, basically, right? So and that's with my business partner, for example, like this business ecosystem that we have built up. This is really something that I'm super grateful for, and it allows me to level up within that, right? I discovered if I didn't have, like, this is something that held me back the past 3 years before that or something, right? So I quit my PhD in math in 2020, right? I believe, yeah, 2020, after 8 years of studying mathematics, right? Was shocking to most, was shocking to me as well at some point, but that's another story. It definitely was the right decision to do that. But the last, after that, like for 3 years, I was basically paralyzed because um, I was not able to build this ecosystem for myself within which I can level up, right? So I was always looking for like external validation and science, like, okay, something I can leverage basically, right? And I didn't have that, so I did not have the personality that to move away from that. So that's also what really made me uh you know like really depressed in sometimes, and it was like really a lot of up and downs, right? But anyways, since I have this ecosystem, it really enabled me to level up, and I'm super grateful for that. And now my my mission, so to speak, or my task, not just for myself. I see my task is right now to level myself up as much as possible within that ecosystem, so that I can be of greater influence within that, and so that I can leverage it and build something even um, even bigger than that, right? So, for example, I don't have to be dependent on just like one business partner, right? In general, I think that's not very healthy to be dependent on just like one person. Should always try to level yourself up in a way that, in principle, if it's needed, you can build up like something else, right? From all everything you have learned within from other people, you can take that and build up something, right? So my my vision is definitely to like I said, really build myself now, find out, okay, what exactly do I need to do, right, in order to level myself up as much as possible within that ecosystem, and then I can take that and build something up from the ground as well, and uh, multiplicate myself, right? Multiply myself. Yeah. So that's kind of that. So that's one tool I'm gonna use. This is basically the 5 minute, um, I guess a 5 minute method or whatever you wanna call it, right? People always need like fancy names for stuff. At the end of the day, that's marketing, whatever. What matters is what I will do is I will find like three things that I will have to do on a daily basis, right? And I will basically commit to doing them for 5 minutes, right? So all of these things, I will put a timer, 5 minutes, I'll do it. After that, I'm basically free to decide, okay, am I not like actively decided, that's the point. I'm gonna go with the flow, so to speak, right? So after the 5 minutes, I'm gonna just uh like go by intuition, basically, right? Otherwise, again, my brain will try to find a reason to not keep doing it. I mean, there's always a reason not to keep doing something, right? Like you will always find a reason. If you just think long enough, you will find a reason. So, if you know that, then your task, you should really put some awareness, right? Awareness into how can I not default into that kind of behavior, right? And this is gonna be my way. I'm gonna see how exactly I can document that for myself and possibly also for the public. I'll have to see about that. For now, the next days until Friday. This is Sunday, as we're speaking. Until Friday, I'm gonna be with my family, and I'm gonna be uh, like maybe something, do some couple of tasks in the morning, but mostly that time is gonna be devoted fully to my family, right? Because last time I saw them was like a year ago on Christmas, and you know, I really want to be fully present there, right? Even if it might be hard. Yeah. So that's just one thing I wanted to share. Hopefully, it can inspire some of you to try it out, right? Um, like just do something for 5 minutes. Do something like what right now. Think of, okay, what is the hardest thing that I have procrastinated on because it takes a lot of time or because it's just sucks to do that or whatever, right? Set a timer, do it for 5 minutes, and then see how do you feel, right? Maybe write down like how do you feel about it, or Also, something that helps is like talk to yourself on the camera. It might feel stupid at first, but this is also something I have struggled with for a long time. Because again, like your brain tells you, like logically, it doesn't make sense to talk to myself and blah blah. But it really does. It's like a mirror, you know, and you're confronting yourself with your demons, right? Like how you feel about things. And then again, it's on you to decide: are you gonna go with that feeling? Or are you gonna go and um, have your greatest self in mind, who you want to become, who you will become, who you will become, if you're following the path, right? So that's it. Before I bubble anymore, um, just a little Sunday Sunday talk. Hope it helps someone. Cheers.